Welcome to today's video, everyone. So if you're anything like me, being a single mom, a divorced mom, even a married mom, all of these things can apply to you. Today we're going to be talking about healing as a mother. And it's hard to take time to really heal for you and just focus on you because you're busy being a wife or a mom or working on your business, an entrepreneur. You're so many things. You're doing so many things in one day that we don't really take the time to focus on us. So today's video is going to be about focusing on you. It is very important that you take this time to heal your trauma, heal your pain, especially if you are a divorced mom or even as a single mom. You might have went through a bad relationship, a bad breakup, which created the single mom scenario, or even in a marriage where you're dealing with a not so good marriage and you guys are reconciling those issues, but you still need to heal that trauma and pain. Today's video is going to be about 3 things that I think you need to do in order to work on healing that pain and creating a sense of self-love within yourself. So let's go ahead and get into the first one. The first thing you need to do is pray. And if you're not a spiritual person, I'm sorry, you might have to alleviate this one, but for my spiritual people or those who believe in a higher power or whatever or whoever you pray to or your God is, you need to go to them. You can pray sitting down, you could pray on your knees, you could pray anywhere, everywhere, you could pray standing up, you could pray on the toilet. Wherever you got time, wherever you got a moment, just go ahead and say your prayer. Prayer is essential for healing because in my experience, God answers prayers. And that is where your first step in healing comes from. God will heal your heart. He will address your soul. And we are spiritual beings experiencing a living experience. So, in my opinion, you need to pray first because that is where your healing will come. Just as a side note, one of the issues that I had was I was a smoker. And I did a lot of drinking, and I had to pray to kind of get out of that because it was a coping mechanism for my pain and my trauma. And I was spending so much unnecessary money that I wanted to repurpose that money or even not work as hard because I'm half working to fill my habit. So I prayed for God to deliver me from that habit. And I never thought it would be something that I would be able to accomplish. I know a lot of us moms do have that. It's more socially acceptable now. But it was just something that me personally, I wanted to get over because I didn't want to depend on something. And today I'm sober. I'm thankful and blessed. And I think that prayer definitely attributed to me getting over that obstacle. The second thing that you need to do is reflection. Some of y'all gonna be upset. I don't really care, but it is what it is. Reflection. Reflect on what you could have did better, because baby girl, you was not all goody two shoes. You could have did something or handled something better, so I don't even want to hear it. Hey, it is what it is. Like, it's real talk. It is what it is. So you have to reflect on yourself and where you contributed to the problem and what you could have did better, and just be okay. Be okay with being a part of the problem at that time and accept it. Take responsibility for your actions as an adult. And that's something that we really don't do. We don't take responsibility for our actions. But at some point, you have to, because you can't. I mean, some people you might say, oh, I didn't do too much, or I wasn't the problem, or whatever. But for the majority of us, we played our hand in it. We could have handled something different, and we might have handled it a certain way because we were still dealing with pain and trauma at the time, and that's okay. But be aware of that and accept responsibility for that. When you go back and are able to reflect on what you could have did better, that helps you heal because it's a part of a closure. Like, okay, he did this or she did this and I did this. So I know where my role was in that, and I know what not to do in the future. And I'm telling you, it really helps. I had a situation where I went to my ex-husband and I was like, I know that it wasn't all you in the scenario. I know from doing some self-reflection that I contributed to half of the chaos. And I didn't necessarily say that to him for him. I said it to him for me, because I wanted to take responsibility and own up to me contributing to some of the problems that happened in our marriage. Now, does that mean I want to go back or you want to go back? No. If y'all decide to go back, hey, good for you. I ain't going back. But anyhow, so make sure that you are reflecting on the experiences and try to see what could have been done better to handle the situation, depending on what type of pain or trauma you have, because there are different types of pain and trauma that occur from different types of situations. So this is just more so things where it might have involved a companion, friendship, something like that. There are definitely deeper pains that transpire from childhood or other types of things that occur in our lives that you can still reflect on those, but all those times and all of the situations that we find ourselves in aren't always necessarily our fault. The third thing that you can do to promote self-love and heal your pain and trauma is to work on self-improvement, because when you feel good and when you master stuff and when you're learning and when you got it together, when you paying off them bills, you're like, baby, hey, you feel good about yourself because you're accomplishing things, and that's going to make you appreciate yourself. If you have past due bills that you need to pay off, get to working to pay that stuff off. If you have commitments that you didn't fulfill, start fulfilling those. Start going through your checklist of things that you want to do for you and start doing them, because that promotes that self-love. That promotes your appreciation for yourself and accomplishing the things that you want to accomplish. Whether it's get better at your health, get in the gym more. Sometimes you don't even have to attain like the body that you want. It's just the act of doing it helps you feel better. Because when I got into the gym or when I started working out, I wasn't like from 0 to 1,000. I wasn't like from this to like bodybuilder. I was a little bit bigger than this, but just the action of working out helped me feel better. The action of working to pay off back finances, pay off my bills, clean up my credit, like learning about things that I wanted to do, becoming an entrepreneur and focusing on bettering myself, just learning. I think learning is a big one. When you learn, when you pursue knowledge, it just helps you feel better, because the focus is not on your troubles and your worries and your pain and your trauma. It's about bettering yourself. I think knowledge is key. Knowledge, like no one could take your knowledge away. You will forever have your knowledge. I think knowledge building, learning, all of that is a part of self-improvement, because it's a part of your personal development journey, which is a part of healing and going to a better place in life. As a quick recap, 3 things that you can do to promote your healing journey as a mom is going to be prayer, definitely self-reflection, and self-improvement activities. Another one that actually I thought of just now that will help you is spending more time with your kid or children. That's something that definitely makes me happy. Like when you see your kids happy, that automatically makes you happy. And that can be a part of your healing process as well. It's just giving your kid or children the love that you want. Because when you give them the love that they need and you want it, it kind of does like a little healing thing too. So I think that's a good one to do if you're not already doing that. But just focus on doing things that make your kids happy or child happy, no matter how small it is. Because you'll find that when they're happy, you are happy. When you see them smiling, it's gonna just lift you up a little bit. thanks for tuning in for today's video. I hope these tips help you. If you've done any of these, definitely leave a comment below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell. As always, be blessed and check out the next video.